Hi everyone, it's Mike here. So today, whilst clearing out and having a bit of a tidy up, I came across a stack of Ranger number 8 craft tags. So I thought I would have a play today and see whether or not I could utilise them in creating a piece of artwork. Now it might not be a finished piece, it may be something that I use to include in another project later on. So more of a practice piece, because I want to experiment and have a play with some stencils today, but also with some Gilding Flake and see how the Gilding Flake works with stencils. More importantly, actually putting the glue through a stencil that you stick the Gilding Flakes to, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I'm going to switch over to my overhead camera and show you how I'm going to prepare. So these are my 3 tags, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach them together by using some masking tape, or painter's tape as it's sometimes called. So I'm just going to put just a little piece there just to hold it, and then another piece there. Then I'm going to flip them over and add another piece on the back, which is going to make it a little bit more rigid. So they're in place. So now I can take a longer piece, go over, like so, and then I can fold it like that. So I think I'm going to use this side. So first thing that I want to do is prepare the tag surface. So for that I'm going to use some black gesso. Now I did have a look to see if I could find my IndigoBlu black gesso, but it appears that either A, I've run out, or B, it's been stolen. By stolen I mean it's in the garage somewhere. So I'm just going to use this Dina Wakley black gesso instead, and I'm just going to go over the tag, not being 100% precise. I'm not covering everything perfectly. I'm just using the bits that's on the lid first. I want some of that craft kind of texture to show through a little bit. And of course this is going to dry pretty quickly. It's a very warm day here today again. I think we're being trekked to an Indian summer, if there is such a thing in these days of global warming, if you believe such things exist, which I do, before I get loads of comments. Okay, so that will do. So what I'm going to do now is the usual. I'm going to dry that off. Okay, so that's all nice and dry, and I've remembered to fill my water pot up. Look at me getting all painterly and artistically professional. Normally I forget, and I end up having to walk backwards and forwards into the bathroom to wash my brushes every 5 minutes. Okay, so gesso, dry. I have some IndigoBlu Kingfisher Blue metallic paint, and I'm going to just very, very lightly just add some drags of that into the background. When I say drag, I mean just literally put some on the brush and drag the brush up and down, just so we have a little bit of colour difference in the background. Must have been a hair there, look. Hello, Mr. Bentley. Guess who's come to a visit? You're going to come and sit on your chair? Eh? No, it's turned around and walked right back out again. Obviously, I'm not that interesting today. He's scratching at the door to one of the bedrooms. Okay, that'll do for that. Rinse brush, clear water, all clean again. Look how easy that was. Okay, so I've put the tags to one side for now, and I've had a little bit of a tidy up and a clean up. Obviously not that much of a tidy up and clean up. And I have a small piece of cut and dry. So this is the foam stuff. And I've just cut it to about 1.5 inches by about 1.5 inches. And I have some IndigoBlu flitter glue. Okay, so this is the glue that we're going to be using with the Gilding Flakes. So I'm going to add some of that glue onto the cut and dry, and then using a spatula I'm going to just gradually push the glue into the foam, just like that. I'm just going to push it in as evenly as I can, and there you see all that glue has now been absorbed into the sponge, and when it's all gone I'm going to do it again. Excuse the rude noise. 'Twas not me, 'twas the glue. And I'm going to push it in, push it in, push it in. Build up that glue into your sponge. And when that's gone, I'm going to do it again. Okay, I think that's just about enough. When I push down on the sponge now, can you see the bubbles and the glue start to come out? So I think there's enough glue in there for the purpose that I want to use it for. So, as with all flitter glue or glue products, it's always best to clean your tools straight after. So I'm just going to clean my spatula. Well, that's as clean as it's going to get anyway. And then I'm going to leave that for about 1/4 hour. So I'm going to obviously stop the video and then restart it again in about 15 minutes time. Okay, so it's been around about 10-15 minutes, and in that time I've just taped down my tags and a stencil that I want to use with the glue. Now the reason I left the glue on there is because I didn't want to have the glue so runny, if you like, that it actually went underneath the stencil. So if you were doing this for stamping, then you could do it straight away. So all I'm going to do now is just literally just go over the top and just tamp down very lightly with that glue all the way over the stencil. Make sure I get as much of it covered. Do a couple of double passes just to make sure there's plenty of glue going down. And then the beauty of this is that you can actually leave the glue for 20 minutes, half an hour, go and have a cup of tea, have some lunch, whatever, and then come back. But I would advise cleaning your stencil straight away. So, but once the glue's down through your stencil, and I can lift that off from there now. You won't be able to see anything. Just very, very carefully peel that off. You might just be able to see it there, just there, look. Just see the colour of the glue. Now you can leave that for about, like I said, up to like half an hour or whatever, and the glue won't dry, it'll be fine. So you've got time to go and wash off your stencil, or if you're doing this on a stamp, and I am going to do a stamp as well in a minute, but you can literally just leave that to go. So I'm just going to go and wash that and I'll be right back. So stencil all nice and clean and put to one side, and I have brought out of my stash the IndigoBlu Chariot of Fire Mega Flake. Now this is just gold, as you can see, and there's lots of it. So all I'm going to do is just take a clump, there's absolutely lots and lots and lots in the pack, and I'm just literally just going to go over the entire of the design, and you can feel the glue grabbing at the flake as you're going round. I'm literally just going to rub it over the design. There we go. And then I'm just going to knock most of the excess off. I'm going to try and collect all that, put that back into the pot. Now there is an element of static with this stuff, so it can be a little bit of a tricky beast to get back in. Now IndigoBlu, their website, IndigoBlu.com, there is a Gilding Flake starter kit that comes complete with a box kind of container for you to keep your Gilding Flake, so you can tip it out into the box, and that's how you can store it. But it comes complete with the fat foam, what they call the fat foam, which is the cut and dry. You get some of the Mega Flake. I'm not sure what colours you get in the starter kit, but you also get this piece of equipment called a scoochie, and you also get the glue as well. So you get a complete starter kit. And I'll put a link to their starter kit in the description area below this video. I'm not sponsored by IndigoBlu in any way, shape or form, but I have used their products a lot and have actually designed some of them, as some of you know. Anyway, so now that we've got the Gilding Flake down, you grab your scoochie and then you very, very slowly just start in gentle circular motions, rub your scoochie over the top of your design, and this will bring off any of that Gilding Flake that isn't stuck down with the glue. And you'll be able to see where you've not gone. And if you want to, you can dust that off with a brush or something like that. I don't know whether I've got a dry brush somewhere, just to get rid of those extra flakes. I'm sure I've got a brush over here somewhere. Big brush, there we go. Bit of a dusting brush. It's my acrylic blending brush that I use. I'm just going to dust over the top. Yeah. How's that? Doesn't that look beautiful? Right, so I need to get rid of the rest of this flake. Now once I've had that down and it's been in contact with the glue, I don't put that back in the pot. So that is consigned into the bin. Okay, so now I've still got enough glue on that cut and dry, that fat foam, to be able to use again on a different bit. So I'm looking for, let's see, have I got some splatters? Yes, I've got my IndigoBlu ink splat stamp by Lima Weber, and I'm going to use this splatter thing here. I'll need an acrylic block. Have I got one to hand? Yep, there we go. Probably not big enough, and there's the Mod Podge on the floor, but never mind. Okay, so stamp, glue, okay, I'm going to turn that over. Now the thing with stamping with the glue is that you just want to kiss it very, very lightly. So you go down, kiss, and then come off. You can barely see where I've been. There you go, look. You can just see it there. And I'm going to do the other side. Now, whenever I've spoken to Kay Halliwell-Sutton, she's the artistic director for IndigoBlu, and she always says about kissing it onto the paper is kiss it like you kiss your mother-in-law. Very, very gentle, almost just barely touching the surface. Down and then off. I think actually I slid a little bit on that one. You can't really see the glue on there. So I need to wash this stamp off very, very quickly. So I'll just go and do that now. There we go. Stamp is now washed and cleaned, ready to be put back into the packet. So what I tend to do is, just to make sure, I wash my stamps in a very, very mild detergent, like washing up liquid or dish soap, depending on which country you're from, or shampoo. Because I'm upstairs and I use the bathroom, I use Ian's shampoo. He doesn't know, but what he doesn't know won't hurt him. So, moving on. So we've got that glue down onto the sides there. And like I said, you can leave that for at least half an hour or so. It won't dry. It will just remain tacky. So we can then take some more of the Gilding Flake and then do exactly what we did before. Rub it over the top. And then grab the other side. What you don't use can go back into your pot. Like so. Just knock off. Just put that to one side while I mop this lot up. And then all that can go back into the pot. Now be careful, don't sneeze while you're using this, because it will go everywhere. So I'll just clean that bit of my craft mat up. Now normally after I've done this, I always end up wearing gold fragments all over my clothes. Never mind. Okay, scoochie, and again circular motions just to remove that excess where the glue hasn't been. And I'll just flip that round. I'm not rubbing very, very hard either. I'm just literally just going over the surface. And then just dust off. that. How cool. And then pop that to one side while I get rid of all that gold dust. And I'll bring that back in. So there we go. So I've used the Gilding Flake with a stencil. Now my stencils are a little bit thicker. They're 300 micron or 350 micron thick, which is a little bit thicker than a standard stencil. And you're still able to get that detail for that technique using that flitter glue and the foam with any of the Gilding Flakes. And the Gilding Flakes are, I think they're available in about 16 different colour combinations, or round about that anyway. I'll put a link, like I said, to the starter kit in the description area below, but from that you'll be able to find all the other colours that they do in the Gilding Flake. And how beautiful is that? Now all I have to do now is just to fold that up, and I can use that as an inclusion in one of my art journals. So there you go, a bit of an experimental play with the Gilding Flake and with the stencils, and look at that, just look at that beautiful shine. I'm in a very glitzy, glittery, shiny kind of mood this week, I think. If you did enjoy that, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of this video. That's all from me for now. I will see you all again real soon. Bye for now.